If you think you know Kristen Douglas from that one picture of her in that voluptuous blue dress, then you have not a clue of who she is. Yeah, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, but Kristen's picture was worth 50,000 followers within 72 hours. Originally a resident of Lamar, Texas, Kristen, she's never really been a small town girl because she has always been filled with global dreams. Kristen Douglas is more than just a big booty. She's an intelligent, creative individual ready to take on the world. Let's get to know Kristen Douglas on this exclusive edition of That's Antre'chelle. We're here with Kristen Douglas, the internet superstar, right here in the flesh on That's Antre'chelle. Hey, beautiful.
Well, hello.
Well, hello. Thank you. Thank you, girl. Take
I'm
one
loving that
one.
fro.
But you know, this is what we do here. This is what we do.
I'm loving it. I'm loving
I like your island girl look.
Oh, thank you.
Very tropical.
I do what I can do when I can do it.
Hey, that's what we do. We're here with an exclusive with Kristen, and we're gonna just see who is the real Kristen Douglas. You ready?
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Let's go get them.
Let's get it.
Do you even realize that no one else notices anyone else in that picture? You upstaged an international superstar. How did that make you feel?
At first, I was a little nervous. I definitely wasn't expecting that response. It was definitely an innocent picture. And as time went on and it was getting more and more publicity, I was thinking every single morning I was waking up that I was having like the coolest dream ever. Like, oh my God. So it's definitely a moment I'll never forget.
How do you go back to real life after that?
Well, in my case, I had to. I had to. I'm a nurse and a mother of 2 beautiful children. So I definitely didn't have any funds rolling in initially at that moment. So yeah, I had to go back to reality real quick because I have kids to take care of. But I can say my confidence definitely grew, and that it made me come out of this little box I put myself in, just being Asian Ashton's mommy and this nurse that was going to working 12 hours a day, so it definitely said, hey, I'm pretty cool still, you know.
Absolutely. You speak a lot of your children and they're very important to you. How did they handle this?
Well, first off, Ashton is 3 and he's a little boy, very active little boy. And Asia is 18. She just graduated from high school. And, I was, definitely like having my what I want to say, my moments where I was like, oh my God, what's going on? This just keeps on popping up every time I turn on this computer. But Ashton, who I thought wasn't paying attention, really was. So he started like saying, hey Mom, can we take a selfie? I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, sure. So we take the picture and then he's like, okay, can we post it on Instagram? I'm like, oh, really? And as far as Asia goes, Asia's like my #1 cheerleader. And I think she kind of was feeling the way I was feeling, so she was just kind of working off of my vibes. And the only thing I can say is that she definitely didn't give me any extra privileges at home, because I still have to literally beg her to clean up and wash dishes every day. So I didn't get any extra privileges at home, so it didn't really change their view of me.
Right. Well, I think that's good. So that seems that they're very well-rounded children, so that it didn't really faze them because they already think their mom's beautiful, right?
Well, I hope so.
All right. So we are from Texas. And down here, every woman is thick and beautiful. That's the norm for us.
Yes, indeed.
So why do you think the internet just went crazy over your rear end? What was all the fuss?
Well, I really honestly think we definitely have to thank Beyonce for bringing Texas women's curves into acceptance, you know. And she let the world know that we aren't just riding around horses, you know, on horses here.
'Cause I ain't got one.
And that we all definitely still have big hearts.
Yes.
We all still have big hearts here.
Here's a question that everyone has asked me to ask you.
Oh, Lord.
And I have to know. What did you do with that blue dress?
Well, let's just say it's in a cool and safe place.
Okay.
It's definitely there.
So do you think you'll frame it like J-Lo did the green dress?
That's an idea. It's definitely going to be a dress that I look at and have great memories of now.
So you stated before that initially not many funds started rolling in, but they're eventually now here. What doors have opened that you kind of wish would have closed?
Wish would have closed? I don't. Any door that's open to me right now, I feel like has been open for a reason. And I feel like what has happened for a reason. That God placed me in this position to inspire young women, young children, and just give hope. So I know initially it was the rear end and the bootylicious deal, but it's something way bigger going on here.
So you think you're in the right place at the right time?
I definitely think so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we can safely say that you are a new social figure. And like you just touched on it a little bit, but what is your message to young women dealing with body image issues? As we know, we stated before that you and I, we grew up here in Texas. We're used to our curves, but not everyone is used to being as round as we are. So what is your message to those young ladies who are dealing with those type of issues?
To love yourself. To love yourself and to understand that every single female, skinny, tall, short, thick, they have the same issue. They always feel like they're not good enough in some type of way. Mm-hmm. And I just want them to know that they are good enough. Mm-hmm. And that, you know, yeah, you might got a little extra curve, but the skinny girl might want that extra curve. Mm-hmm. You know, so I want to really promote self-love. Mm-hmm. Because I think that that's very important. Even as we're growing up, as we're kids, our parents, I think that we really should instill self-love in our kids, because I think that would stop a lot of bullying. Mm-hmm. And encourage so many people to come out of these little depressions, you know, that we go through as adolescents growing up, feeling like we're not good enough, right. But figuring out our identities. Right. So yeah, I think that, you know, hey, you are good enough. Girl, you are good enough.
Are you good enough? What does it mean to love Kristen?
To love Kristen? Well, I think I have a big heart. My mom used to always tell me, well, Kristin, you love everybody, but everybody don't love you. And that was really hard for me to accept growing up, because I really was, like wanting to help everybody, wanting to fix everything. And to know me is to love me. That's how, you know, I feel.
Mm-hmm. Good. Now you grew up in Lamarck, Texas. That's a small town of about 15,000 people near Galveston Island. When did you know that you were meant for something greater?
I think all my life. Because I've always been unique, always been a little different. I actually am biracial. My father is white and my mother is black. And so growing up in a small town, that definitely was noticed. Mm-hmm. So, you know, just having to be myself and learning to be myself and not try and be someone else, or I wanted to be accepted so much, you know, when I was as a kid, that I had to have those talks with my mom. And I always just saw myself outside of Lamarck and, you know, being this just big helper. I've always felt like I was going to be someone that was going to be known for helping people. That's just something I've always had in me.
So you touched on being biracial. How did that impact you growing up? I know you said you always wanted to be accepted, but tell us a little bit about the young Chrissy and those struggles of wanting to be accepted.
Well, let me think. There were times that I would do the craziest things to my hair. Like, I mean, I had curly, as you can see, curly big hair. I've always been supersized. You know, that's what I say. I've always been supersized. I've always been the tallest kid, the one with the biggest feet, you know. And so I definitely went through an identity crisis, I think, you know. And people that I thought were my friends, they didn't understand my uniqueness. So they made me feel like there was something wrong with me instead of embracing, hey, Chrissy, you're Chrissy and I'm whoever. You know? So as a kid, that's why I have so much love for children, because they're all innocent, you know. Everybody's feeling their way through. But I feel like it's very important, again, to teach each one of our children self-love, because that would save the next kid so much heartache.
Absolutely.
You know?
Now let's say you meet a young biracial young lady and she's struggling, kind of like how you were struggling, with kind of her sense of identity, wanting to belong. What do you tell her?
Girl, you are good enough.
Yes.
You know, this journey of self-love, you know, is real. It's very real. And I just want to encourage you to know you are good enough. And that, you know, it's so crazy within the biracial community. You know, you got different mixes. You know, it's not all just black and white. You know, it's not all the mama is white and the daddy is black. You know, it's different mixes to this thing. And so I was actually on the other end, the end that they call odd, because I grew up with a black mother. You know, so girl, you got this. You know, God created you exactly the way He wants you to be, and you're gonna be just fine.
I love that. That was good. Now we see pictures of you in the gym in high heels, honey. To someone wondering, what is the secret to working out in high heels? Like, you was really working out in high heels. What is the secret to that?
Okay, so the truth of the matter is that I've been in scrubs and in tennis shoes for like forever. You know, like I said, I had got caught up in this little box, being mommy, going to work, and putting on heels, my legs felt like they was about to fall off, you know. And so right now, trying to get into this, you know, the socialite, you know, it's just like, okay, you gotta wear heels. I can't wear tennis shoes to an event.
No.
So
that ain't happening.
I had to train myself again, girl.
Okay. So that's heel training, right?
That was heel training.
Okay.
That was heel training.
All right. Well, I'll accept it. I'll accept it.
Slow motion.
Right. Slow motion, though.
Slow motion. Platform, please.
Right. Oh, you could do wedged heels. Those are hot.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, but in order to, you gotta have a thick heel and a platform in the front, because you want to have that, you know, you want to get into the practice of eventually getting to the skinny heel, but you know, you gotta start somewhere.
So there's a method to the madness.
It's a method to my madness.
It's a method, honey. We like the method. Now right, we're in there. Now, we know you're a nurse, and everyone knows what scrubs look like, and scrubs are pretty boring. How do you think, now that you are a socialite, how do you think we can liven up the scrubs?
Well, I really think that we can make scrubs sexier. You know, I don't think scrubs have to be where, you know, they just like gigantic and, you know, dragging on the floor. You know, I think that we can add some style to it. So, you know, basically at this point, I've collaborated with some people to design my own curvy scrubs.
Curvy scrubs.
Curvy
Okay.
scrubs. Just because that's what I have been living in for so long, and them being comfortable has been important to me. And I always have to make sure that, you know, because I am curvy, I have to buy a certain fit, so they won't, you know, they won't look crazy on me. So it's like it's a art to buying scrubs too. So it's just, I mean, being supersized, you know, I understand.
Right.
I understand these things now. So crazy. People do not understand. It's a lot of maintenance that goes along. They don't know the struggle. So yeah, that, and I also was able to collaborate as well with my own curly hair.
Okay.
Hairline that's coming out. I'm really excited about that. So I'm super excited about all the things that are happening right now.
You're definitely doing big things. Doing big things, and I'm so happy for you because you have shown everybody that you're more than just
a big booty.
That big booty in the blue dress, in the iconic blue dress. Now, I don't do gossip. That's one thing that I do not do. But I did hear rumors that you were on a reality show.
Who told you that?
I don't know. That's what's word on the street. So let's spell. Are you interested? Are you thinking?
Well, I think you guys should definitely stay tuned.
Stay
some
tuned.
Things may be in the works on some reality shows as well.
I love it. I love it. This is Kristen Douglas, and I'm Antre'chelle. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.